Hi everyone, I'm back today with a new video. Today's video is going to be me showing you my liquid eyeliner routine and my day-to-day eyeshadow routine. I kind of realized that I had been doing the same look a lot lately, which wasn't really normal for me. So I kind of thought it would be just a fun one to show. It's really easy. A lot of people really like it. I get a lot of compliments on it. And yeah, it's really simple. And then I showed you how I get my winged liner. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to make it a little bit easier, less intimidating. It doesn't need to be as intimidating, as scary as you might think. And definitely just play around with it. Figure out your eye shape and what suits you the best and practice. I didn't learn to do this overnight. Nobody really can do it just that easy. It takes practice. Just don't be intimidated with it. Don't think that you have to do one smooth, easy line to get that wing. I definitely do it in stages, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So if you want to see step by step how I do my everyday eyeshadow lately and how I do my winged eyeliner, then just keep watching. Alright, so I've done the rest of my makeup already, so now we are going to get started with the eyes. So I'm going to start with my MAC paint pot, and this is in the color Soft Ochre. So paint pots have always been my favorite way to prime my eyes, and this one has almost like a yellowy tone to it. So it really brightens up the eye. It conceals any like veins or darkness you might have on your eyelid, and it preps the eyelid for eyeshadow. So it's really going to help your colors appear more vibrant, how they're supposed to appear, and it's going to help them last all day. It's not going to crease. It's really, really great for priming the eyes, and like I said, it's been for years my #1 favorite primer for sure. So I kind of let that sit. I try and keep my eyes closed so it doesn't crease. Let it set for maybe 20 seconds or so, and then I just take a brush kind of like this. This is the contour brush from Real Techniques. I love Real Techniques brushes. They're really inexpensive and they're good quality. You can get them in the States at Ulta, and in Canada you can actually find them at Walmart. So I never would have thought I would have found brushes I like at Walmart, but I really, really like these. So next, what I'm going to do with that brush is just set that cream base with just some powder. So this is just the Anastasia contour kit. You can use any powder. I'm just using the one here, so it's just the kind of just regular face powder, just in a cream kind of shade. So I'm just going to dust that over my eyelids just to really set that cream eyeshadow base. Next, what I'm going to do is take my tapered blending brush. This is the E40 from Sigma, and I'm going to use a bronzer to just contour the crease of my eyelid. So this is a trick I love using. Rather than trying to find an eyeshadow with the perfect transition kind of shade to really enhance that crease, I really like to use just a bronzer, and it's easy because you've already used this on the rest of your face, maybe to contour, maybe just to warm up the face with the bronze color. So it's already going to match all of that, and that's really the idea of putting shadow in your crease there is to contour it. So I just like to use this. It's really, really simple, really easy. So it just looks like that, and I just kind of put my brush in it, tap off, and then just place it right in the crease and just blend back and forth. And this brush is really, really great for this. It blends it so easily. So just like that, just simple. I'll do it to the other eye. And you don't have to be perfectly precise, because this is really just to transition from whatever color you put on your eyelid up to your brow bone. So it's just to transition that color, so it's not just a line of shadow and then nothing. Yeah, so it's just that classic windshield wiper motion, just back and forth, and when you think that you are done blending, just blend a little bit more just to really make sure, because you don't want any harsh lines. We're really just doing a nice soft everyday look here. So that's it. Then I take another brush from Sigma, and this is the blending E25 brush, so it's a little bit smaller, and still a great brush for blending into the crease, but it's going to give you more, since it's not as fluffy, it's going to concentrate the color just slightly more than that first brush, the E40. But what I'm going to do with this is dust it in that bronzer again and actually put it on my lower lash line just to really bring that color all the way around. So next I'm going to take a darker color to put in that outer crease. So I'm going to be using the shade Sexpresso from the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. And I'm just going to use it on that same E25 blending brush, except I'm going to use a different one. This one I already had kind of a dark color I used on it earlier, so I'm going to use that one instead. So again, just tap it off because that shade's pretty dark, and just kind of work it into that corner, almost in like a triangle shape. So kind of from here like that, and you're just going to kind of blend it in. Always just do light layers because you can always go back and add more. There's nothing worse than adding too much and then you can't get rid of it. And then I'll do it to the other side. Follow the line. If you take your brush and kind of put it on the edge of your nose and you connect it to the edge of your eyebrow, first of all, if you connect it to the edge of your eye, that's how you know where your eyebrow should end, and then we can connect that again, and you kind of know you want to keep your eyeshadow above that line. So you don't want to get it below here because it's going to start looking messy. You can always blend that out with just like a big fluffy brush like that if you don't want a harsh line there, so just kind of like that, but you don't want to concentrate any color down there. And then I'm going to take that big brush again and just kind of blend out everything we did just like this. Next I'm going to take one of my favorites. This is the color Kitten from Stila, and I'm just going to put it on my eyelid there. Now because I don't want this really concentrated, I'm actually going to use the same brush that I just used for that darker color. If you wanted it packed on there heavier so you can really see the color more, you could use a more dense brush, so like a flat eye shader brush or something like this one. This is the eye shading brush from Sigma E55. So you could use that, and because it's more dense, it's going to pack on the color more. But I really just want a light wash of this because it is really shimmery. So I'm going to take that same brush and then I'm going to concentrate it more in the inner corner and into the middle. And then just to deepen out that outer crease area and make sure I didn't lose any of that, I'm going to just go back in with that darker brown color, just right there. And there we go. So we're done the main part of the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to do what I showed you in my eyebrow routine video. I'm going to take just a flat shader brush. This one I got just in an eyeshadow kit a long time ago, and I still use it and like it. It's just easy, works. So I'm going to take this color Heaven from the Too Faced palette again. It's just a matte cream shade, and I'm just going to put that on the brow bone just to highlight that area, clean up underneath the eyebrows. And I'm going to take this middle color here called Silk Teddy, and I'm going to put that in the inner corners of my eye just to brighten them. Okay, so next we're going to do eyeliner. So this is how I do my everyday winged liner. So first, to make it really easy and less intimidating using liquid liner, I'm going to use just a regular kind of kohl eye pencil. This one's from L'Oreal. I really like this one. It's nice and creamy, and once it sets, it really sets all day. So you just want to put that on your lash line. You don't have to be super careful with this. The idea is just to get some color. So you can see that's kind of messy, not perfect. And then I'm going to take just an angled flat brush. This one was from Shoppers Drug Mart. It's just the Quo brand. And then I'm going to just go over that just to blend it out, just to create a nice transition for our liner and just to kind of smoke it out a little bit. Because we now have that kind of faded line, it's going to be less intimidating to use a liquid liner and to draw a perfectly straight line. So next we're going to do the liquid winged liner. So today I'm using the Stila Stay All Day waterproof liner. I really love this one. And I'm going to just start and go over everything we just did, but press it right into the lash line. So you can see it's a really nice thin tip. And I'm just going to press it right against it. Because your pencil is never going to be thin enough to really get close enough to your lash line. So this is really great to fill that gap. And see, all I'm doing is short little strokes and I'm just kind of just laying it on top of my eyelashes. So you don't have to feel intimidated like you need to do just a perfect one swoop liner. I definitely do it in steps. And then same thing on this edge. So it just looks like that. And if you don't want to do a wing, you could stop there and you'd be fine. Just put some mascara on and you're good. But if you want to do a wing, this is how I do it. So again, we're just going to use the guide of the side of our nose up to our eyebrow and just kind of align the wing that way. So I start with just the line first, like that, and then I kind of connect the end of it up to the eyeliner we just did there. So kind of like a triangle. So just like that, and then I'm just going to fill that in. Typically you're not supposed to pull on the skin around your eyes. It's very delicate, it can cause wrinkles, but I kind of have wrinkly eyelids already, so I like to pull it just a little bit just to keep it more taut so I can get a straight line. But I would encourage you to try not to do that. And then yeah, you can go back in, add little bits. If you make a mistake, if you're not happy, even if you just want to clean up the bottom part of the line, you can take a Q-tip and just dip it in eye makeup remover or even eye cream. But I find with this, the Stila, it stays on so well that I need to use an eye makeup remover. So, and then yeah, you can just kind of go under there and just kind of clean it up. You can also do that using concealer. You can do that using like the cream shadow again. Like that. And that really just cleans up the edge. Last thing I'm going to do to finish up my eyes is I'm going to take this pencil. This is from Younique, and this is in the color Prim. So it's just a nice kind of lighter brown shade. I don't like putting black on my lower lash line. I find it's just a little bit harsh on my eyes. I really like this because it creates a nice shadow without being too heavy. eyelashes and add some mascara. So that is it. That is how I do my easy everyday eyeshadow and how I do my winged liner. So I hope this video helped you. I hope you're able to take something away from it. Maybe you'll find liquid liner a little bit less intimidating and you'll try it yourself. Please leave me a comment down below if you have any video requests or ideas for me, or even if you have another liquid eyeliner, anything that you think I should try. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe if you haven't already. I make new videos every week, so it's the best way to keep up to date with that. I'll have my website and blog linked down below and everything that I used today. So again, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. And that is it. I will talk to you soon. Bye!